Uh, in this lecture, we will take multiple choice questions on arrays, pointers, and functions, user defined functions. So we will go to multiple choice questions. What is an array in C language? A group of elements of same data type. An array contains more than one element. Array elements are stored in memory in continuous or contiguous locations. All the above. Now what is an array? So what happens here, if we see computer's memory, it is large memory. This is computer's memory, and here I can show you these are memory. Like this. It is array, and see here each block it is of 1 byte or 2 bits. 8 bits. 8 bits. And here they are continuous one, and each has some number that is called address. So suppose we take this has some address in the memory, that is location in the memory. If we have integer variable int x, suppose, then it takes 2 byte memory, and address of first byte, it is address of that x. And if we take array, suppose we take int a2, means it is array of 2 elements, so it takes continuously 4 byte memory. These first 2 bytes are for first element and second 2 bytes are for second element. So here these first 2 bytes are for first element of array, and these second 2 bytes are for second element of the array. So continuous memory is taken. Now here, so a group of elements of same data type. So you can have array of 5 elements, 10 elements, 20 elements. All elements in that array have the same data type. If they are integer, all are integers. If they are float, all are float. An array contains more than one element. Array elements are stored in memory in continuous or contiguous locations. Means we have seen here, if we have 3 elements, continuously 6 locations are taken if it is integer array, because for each integer 2 byte memory is required. So array elements are stored in memory in contiguous or continuous locations. So all are correct here, all are correct. So you can define integer, suppose a5. So serially 10 byte memory is reserved. Serially 10 byte memory is reserved. So first element of the array, it is called a0, then a1, a2, a3 and a4. These are elements of the array. This takes 2 byte memory, this takes 2 byte memory, 2 byte memory, 2 byte memory, 2 byte memory, and that memory, it is serial one. So this is first 2 byte, second 2 byte, third 2 byte, fourth 2 byte and fifth 2 byte. So memory is serial one. Array can be considered as a set of elements stored in continuous memory locations but having So they have continuous memory locations as well as same data type. So here first one, same data type, this is correct. Different data type, no. Same scope, no. All above are possible, so no, only this one is possible. Same data type. Now next one, out of the following, which one is correct way to initialization an integer array? Initialization of an integer array. So suppose we write here hash include stdio.h, then main, and suppose we want to take integer array, we have to declare integer array. Initialize means give values, so we can write a in square bracket, and if you initialize it here, then you can write 2 3 7 8 9. So no necessity to give number here, and here values are given in curly brace bracket separated by commas. So by default it will take size 5 if it has 5 elements. So this is correct method of initialization of array. So here first one, int a, we want integer array. Int a square bracket is equal to, in curly brace, 2 comma 3 comma 7 comma 8 comma 9. This is correct one. If we see this here, square bracket is not used, so it is wrong. Int here square bracket is not used, so it is wrong. Here square bracket is used, but size here, size is 3, but elements given are 5 elements. So you cannot give more elements to the array than its size. If size is 5 and if you give 3 elements, no problem, first 3 will be occupied and remaining will remain vacant. But you cannot give more elements when size is less. So this is also not correct. So this here first one is correct. Assuming int is of 2 bytes, what is the size of int arr 15? So it is array of 15 elements. So AR 0, ARR1 and so on, ARR40. These are 15 elements of ARR array, and each array takes 2 byte memory, 2 2. So there are 15 elements, so it requires 30 byte memory, 30 byte memory, because integer variable requires 2 byte memory. Now an array index starts with, just we have seen, ARR15 means here. So ARR15 means what? It is array of 15 elements, but index starts from 0, 1 up to 14. Means if we have array of n elements, then first element index is 0 and index of last element is n minus 1. So an array index starts with 0. Now next one, choose correct statement about C language arrays. Array size cannot change once it is created. Array element value can be changed by number of times. To access nth element of an array means here, array means name of array, use last index n minus 1 as the starting index is 0. Now what happens here? Suppose we have main, and if we write here int array 5. So once it is declared, its size becomes fixed. Means in later program you cannot change its size. It will always remain A5, means 5 elements. But if we take suppose A5, A0 is equal to 1, suppose we give. A1 is equal to suppose 5, you give. Then you can print these values. Then you can take A0 is equal to 5. Means you can change value of A0. You can change value of A1. Means values in the array can be changed in the program. But size of array, it cannot be changed once it is created or once it is declared. And to access the nth element, means suppose A5, means we have to access nth element, means we have to use what? A4, n minus 1 element, n minus 1 element. So here all of the above is true. So carefully see this one. An array size cannot be changed once it is created. Array element value can be changed by number of times. To access nth element of an array, use last index n minus 1 as the starting index is 0. Now next one, what is the output of C program? Main, then in curly brace int a. Now here A4 is equal to this one. Actually we have to write this here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Print %d A1. सांगता येईल का कोणाला काय आन्सर आहे?
2.
A1 means here what? A0 is what? 1. A1 is what? 2. A2 is what? 3. And A3 is 4. So we have to print A1, means this element, and its value is 2. Its value is 2. Now see this program carefully. What will be the output of the following program? Hash include stdio.h, void main function, then in curly brace, then int a6. So it is array of 6 elements is equal to in curly brace 5, 15, 2, 20, 25, 23. So here A0 is equal to 5, A1 is equal to 15, A2 is equal to 2, A3 is equal to 20, A4 is equal to 25, and A5 is equal to 23. These are elements. Now int I, j, k. So we have now here 3 memory locations, I, j, and k. And here this array is stored serially in the memory. Serially in the memory. Now come here. So come here. I is equal to plus A2. A2 means third element of the array. That is 2. That is 2. Here, this one. This one. Now plus A2 means what? Plus means is pre-increment. So here what? I is equal to plus A2 means here I equal to A2 plus 1. I is equal to A2 plus 1. It is pre-increment means first increased and then assigned. So what happens? First increase means A2 is what? A2 is 2 and then it is increased by 1. So A2 becomes 3. A2 becomes 3. Plus A2 means A2 is increased by 1. A2 is increased by means 1 means value of A2 is increased by 1. So what happens here? At the memory location now 3 is stored here because it is increased. 3 is stored and then it is assigned to I. So now I becomes 3. So I becomes 3. Now here, then it comes here. J is equal to A2 plus plus. What will be the value of J?
Three.
Why is it 3?
पोस्ट इंक्रीमेंट है ना सर, A2 तो हमारा 3 है, तो पहले
So
print होगा।
A2 already became 3. Okay, and here what? It is post increment. So first value of A2 is assigned to J, means what is assigned? 3 is assigned already. A2 is 3 here, and then A2 is increased by 1. So A2 becomes now what? 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Okay, A2 becomes 3 plus 1 equal to 4. Now, so here at the memory location of A2, what is stored? 4 is stored. At the memory location of J, 3 is stored. And now K equal to A I plus plus. Again here expression. So what is value of K? K is equal to what? A3. And then I is increased by I plus 1. So what happens? First value of I is used. What is value of I? It is 3. So A3 is given to K. And then I is increased by 1. So I will become 4 then after assigning value of A3. What is A3? A3 is 20. So it is 20 and now I will become 4. So here printf in double quote I equal to %d, I is print. J is equal to %d, J is printed. K is equal to %d, here we require K is printed. So what is output? I is equal to how much now? Last value of I is 4. So 4 will be printed. What is last value of J? J is 3. 3 is printed. And what is K? What is K? What is K? 20. So I equal to 4, J equal to 3, K is equal to 20. So if we take here I equal to 4, J is equal to 3, K is equal to 20. So this third one is correct. हे लक्षात आलं का तुमच्या कसं आलंय? Hello?
Yes sir.
Okay. Now we'll go to next one. What will be the output of the following program? एकदम simple program, फक्त carefully पाहतो. So hash include stdio.h int main, then in curly brace int a4. So we have array a4. So a0, a1, a2, a3. Okay. Values are not given yet. We have to give values. Then I equal to 0. I is equal to 0. Then it comes here. So now while loop. Now see here. while and only one statement. So while loop will act on this only. So here first iteration is what? For I equal to 0. I equal to 0. I equal to 0, it is less than 4. So condition is true. So while means I can take here I equal to 0. I less than 4, it is true. So statement is evaluated. What is statement? I equal to I plus plus. Now expression is evaluated from left to right. This is the direction. So I plus plus, so it is post increment, means first I is used. What is value of I? So 0. So 0, here it is 0, and what is here also? It is 0. Then I becomes 1, it goes back. So I is equal to 1. I less than 4, true. So with I equal to 1 now. Now first I is assigned. So here I is 1. It is assigned to A1 because I is 1. And then I is increased. So I becomes now 2. It goes back. It is true. Then it goes to statement AI equal to I plus plus. So first I is used. So 3 is used in the expression, and then I is increased, sorry, here 2. Then I equal to 3. Then it is true. So what happens? This 3 is used. Then I becomes 4. It goes back now. It goes back. I less than 4. Condition is false. So it directly comes here. It directly comes here. And then for I equal to 0, I less than 4, I plus plus, print %d AI. So what happens? For first I equal to 0, A0 is printed, and what is its value? 0. Then I equal to 1, A1 is printed, its value is 1. Then A2 is printed, its value is 2. Then A3 is printed, its value is 3. And when I becomes 4, condition is false, so it will come out of the program. So what is output? 0 1 2 3. 0 1 2 3. हे लक्षात आलं? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now same program. What will be the output of following program? आता इथे काय होतं? I प्लस प्लस होतं. आता इथे फक्त प्लस प्लस I वापर. ओके, एवढाच फक्त फरक आहे. आउटपुट सेम येईल की वेगळं येईल?
शायद 0 नहीं आएगा सर.
So A4. A4 means 4 memory locations are reserved. So this is first memory location, second memory location, third and fourth. This is A0, this is A1, this is A2, and this is A3. And each memory location, it is of 2 bytes because it is integer array. Now see here, when we come here, integer A4, A in square bracket 4. So what happens? Memory is allocated. Now what happens when memory is allocated and values are not given? What happens? We know in the memory location values are stored in the form of zeros and ones, and memory location is never empty. तुम्ही त्याला व्हॅल्यू द्या अगर देऊ नका, तिथे झिरोज अँड वन्स असतात. दॅट व्हॅल्यूज आर कॉल्ड गार्बेज व्हॅल्यूज. दॅट व्हॅल्यूज आर काहीतरी स्टोर असतं त्याच्यात. 16 बाईटमध्ये 16 बिट्समध्ये काहीतरी झिरोज अँड वन्स असतात, त्याचा तुम्हाला इंटिजर नंबर येतो. सो इट इज गार्बेज व्हॅल्यू. वेन वी गिव पर्टिक्युलर व्हॅल्यू, देन दॅट व्हॅल्यू इज स्टोर्ड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ बायनरी. So what happens here? So I equal to 0. So condition is true. I less than 4. Condition is true. So it comes here. The expression is evaluated from this to this. So plus plus I means I will become what? I will become 1, and then it is assigned to AI. Means what happens? I is 1, assigned to 1. Now it will go back. I is 1. Now I is 1. It will come here plus plus. So for I equal to 1, condition is true. Now when it comes to expression plus plus I means I will be increased by 1, and then it is assigned. So what happens? Value of I is 2. So it becomes 2. Then it goes back. I equal to 2 is there. Condition is true. So plus plus I. So I becomes 3, and then it is used. Then what happens? I will become 4. Sorry, I will be 3. Condition is true. Now I will become 4. A4 4, but there is no A4. There is no A4. So what happens? We get A1, A2, A3. So 1 is stored here, 2 is stored here, 3 is stored here, but nothing is stored here in this program. So what is output? We are printing from 0. So we are printing A0, we are printing A1, we are printing A2, we are printing A3. So nothing is stored. So what happens? Kyle output? A0 is printed. But what is printed? Whatever earlier value, that is called garbage value. So you may get 64, you may get 128, you may get any value depending upon your प्रोग्राम. तुम्ही रन केला प्रोग्राम त्यावेळेस तिथे जी गार्बेज व्हॅल्यू असेल ती तिथे प्रिंट होईल. सो यू विल गेट दिस आन्सर. नाउ नेक्स्ट वन. What will be the output of the program if the array begins at address 65516? Means here what? This is array. Memory locations are serial one, and this first memory location, it is 65516. And now here here PST array is given. So here PST 0, it will use these 2 bytes. Now PST 1, it will use these 2 bytes. Then PST 2, it will use these 2 bytes. PST 3 will use these 3 bytes. So 65516, it is address of PST PST 0. What is address of PST 1? It is 65518, because this is address of this is what? 65517. But PST 0 will use both. So address is taken as first address of first one. So what happens here? PST 0, PST 1, PST 2, PST 3, PST 4, and printf %u. If you write only PST, you are not giving element, means PST 0, PST 1, PST 2, and so on. So what happens if you write only PST? %u means it is an unsigned integer. Then it will print address. And PST means it will also print address. So what happens? Address of PST. Address of PST array, it is address of 0th element. Address of 0th element, it is address of this first byte, that is 65516. So you will get here what? कोणता येईल आन्सर? हॅलो रुपेश, both are printing the same. Okay, both are printing the same one. आवाज येतोय का तुम्हाला?
Yes, sir.
मग तुम्ही उत्तर नाही दिलं. Now next one, 12th. What will be the output of the program if the array begins at address 65516? So I have here PST array. So PST 0, we have 10, PST 1, we have 20, PST 2, we have 30, PST 3, we have 40, and PST 4, we have 50. Now address of this 65516, what is address of this? 65518, it is integer array, so 17 is used for PST 0. Address of this is 65520, 65522, and 65224. Now here printf %u PST %u star PST plus 1. So %u PST means what? This one is printed. So 65516 printed. But what is star PST? Now star PST means this is in direction operator. In direction operator means it goes to the memory location of PST and it takes its content. It takes its content. If we use star PST, what is address of PST? This one. So it goes to this address. It is in direction operator. It goes to address of PST and takes its content. Takes in content in that address. Content in that address. So what happens here? Content in that address is 10. So it will take 10. But star PST plus 1. PST plus 1 काय येईल व्हॅल्यू सांगता येईल तुम्हाला?
सेम रहेगा ना सर?
हाँ
सेम रहेगा.
So star PST plus 1 means it will go to next address. What is next address? And then it will take its content. So here if you use only star PST, then it will go to address of whatever address of PST and then it will take content in that address. So it will be 10. Star PST plus 1 means next address. Next address of array, it is this one. PST plus 1. It is not 17 because 17 is reserved for PST 0. So next plus 1 means next. So it is what? This one. And content of that is what? 20. Star gives you content. in that address. In that address means it directs to that address, that location. So here it is 20. So we will get this answer. If we have here 2, then it will take this one. If it is 3, then it will take this one, like this. Now next one. What will be the size of array C in following declaration? So see here, this is declaration. So char C means it is array of characters, means string. Now we know character variable requires 1 byte memory. Okay. Now here, if it is string Pune we have string. If we see how is it stored, so 1 byte we have C0, then C1, then C2, C3, here P is stored, here U is stored, here N is stored, here E is stored. But what happens when we declare string? It takes always additional character, and that is null character. That is null character. So it requires 1 additional location. So though we see here Pune 4 characters, but computer takes 5 characters, and the last character it is called null character. Null character. It is denoted by \0. So what happens? What is size of this array? किती size येता? What is size? कोणाला सांगता येईल का साइज किती असेल याची? So see here, size is 5. Though there are 4 characters, by default it will take 1 character additional, that is null character. This is for string only. Now next one. What is the output of the following program? If input given is Sandeep Patil. So here hash include stdio.h int main character name 20. So what happens here? So here 20 serial locations are reserved by name, that is array of characters. Then on screen you will get enter name, because it is in printf statement, so it is printed as it is. Then we have to give some input. So if we give input here Sandeep Patil, now here blank space, blank space. So what happens? Scanf function will take whatever typed on the screen or whatever entered on the screen, and that is stored in this, means here Sandeep and so on, and then it will print %s name. So it will go to memory location of name, and it will take whatever string stored in the memory location of name, and that one will be printed. So what is printed here? Will it print Sandeep Patil? Because we have entered Sandeep Patil. Will it print Sandeep Patil without blank space? Or will it print only Sandeep? Or will it print Sandeep blank space Patil \0? Null character. So what happens here? It will print only Sandeep. Why? So what happens? The word Patil, this Patil means this Patil word never got stored in an array name, because the moment blank was typed, so when we go on typing Sandeep and then we give blank space after Sandeep, scanf function assumed that name being entered has ended. So we cannot enter. So what happens for scanf function? Once blank space is appeared there, scanf function will not take remaining characters. For scanf function, string is ended there. So though you have typed number of characters after blank space, that are not stored at the memory location, because scanf function will not read that. So at the memory location only Sandeep is stored. But if we give output like this, Sandeep Patil without blank space, then it will take all. It will take maximum 20 characters. So using scanf function, we cannot enter multi-word string. You can enter string of one word like Sandeep or Patil or Pune, but you cannot take Sandeep blank space Patil. Now what is pointer? What is pointer? It is a float variable which stores any float value. It is integer variable which stores any integer value. It is integer variable which stores address of another variable, all of the above. So we generally define integer star p, means here p is pointer. It is integer variable and this stores address of some other variable. Some other variable. So pointer always stores address of some another variable. So this one is correct. This one is correct. So this is not correct. It will not store any other value. And it is not float variable. It is integer variable. If ptr is the pointer variable, means it is name, then the correct way of declaration is just we have seen. So int star ptr. This is the correct way to declare pointer. Here also we use star. Here also we use star before ptr. So here out of all these, this last one is correct. Which is an indirection operator among the following? And no, star is indirection variable, indirection operator. This is not, this is not. So this B is correct. Now what is the output of this code? Output of this C code. Void main int k is equal to 5, int star p, p is equal to and k, star p is equal to star p plus 1, printf in double quote %d comma k, and then program is completed. So if we run this program, one memory location is reserved by the name k and 5 is stored there. Then int star p. So one memory location is reserved by the name p, but p is pointer. So this memory location will store address of some another variable. Now p is equal to and k, means what happens here? suppose address of this is 65516 in the memory location, and k, p is equal to and k, means what happens, this address is stored in the memory location of p. So 65516, it is stored in the memory location of p. Now star p is equal to star p plus 1. Star p is equal to star p plus 1. Now see here, star p means it is in direction operator. So it goes to memory location of p. So it goes to memory location of p. It takes address from p and it goes to that address, and then take value at that address. So content at that address. So star p, it is 5. Star p, it is 5. Then it is increased by 1. Then it is increased by 1. And that is given to star p. Star p means what? Here. So here it becomes 6 now. 5 will go, 6 will be stored. Then printf %dk. Then what is printed? So to print k, it will go to memory location of k and it will take value of k. What is value at the memory location? It is 6 now. So it will print 6. It will print 6. It will print 6. It will print 6. Now next one. What is the output of following program? So here main, then in curly brace int I equal to 3 star j k. So here j is pointer. So this is memory location of I and 3 is stored. Now j, it is memory location of j and we know it is pointer. So it will store address of something, and k. So this is another memory location of integer variable. Okay. Now when it comes here, j is equal to and I. Suppose address of this is 65518 in the memory location. So j is equal to and I means it will store address of I. Then k is equal to star j. Now k is equal to star j means what happens? It goes to memory location of j, and what is meaning of star? It is in direction. So it directs to that memory location and it takes content present there. So what is content present there? 3, and that is given to k. So k is equal to 3. Means what is meaning of this? Star j means it goes to memory location of j, it takes address from that memory location, it goes to that address and it take value from that address, and value from that address is 3, that is taken and it is assigned to k. So k is equal to 3. K is equal to 3. Now star j is equal to 4. Star j is equal to 4. Again it goes to memory location. So 4 is given to what? Star means 4 is given to star j. Star j means it will go to memory location of j. It will go to that address and give value 4 to that address. So here 4 is given, so 3 will go, 4 is given. So at the memory location of I is there is 4. So star j is 4 means I becomes 4. So printf I is equal to %d, star j is equal to %d, and k is equal to %d. So in first place of I, what is printed? Value of I. To print value of I, it will go to memory location of I. Memory location of I. What is value? 4 is there. Now star j means content at the address present in j. That is also j, 4. Content is 4. And what is k? k ला इथे झालेला आहे 3 इथे. So k is 3. So I equal to 4, star j is equal to 4, k equal to 3. This is the correct answer. Now next one. What is the correct about the function in C program? Function is a block of statements that perform some specific task. Function is the fundamental modular unit. A function is usually designed to perform a specific task. Function is a block of code that performs a specific task. It has a name and it is reusable. And all of the above. See here, all are correct. So what is function? Just एक example पाहू. Hash include stdio.h, and suppose I write here int square int x, and then I will write here main, and here I will write int n equal to 3, and I can call this square function with n, and then here I write square function int square int x, and here return x star x. So what is function of this function? To find square of whatever value given to that function, and you can use that function number of times. So it has specific task, it will return single value. So all are correct. Now next one, what is the correct way to declare function whose argument is an integer and it does not return any value? So see here, that are called function prototypes. You can have, suppose name of function is fun. This is name of function, or you can write function. You can give any name, just we have seen square. If we declare function like this, means this function will not take any argument, it will not return any value. If we have function int x, means its argument is integer, it will not return any value. If we write int function int x, means its argument is integer and the function will return value integer, like this. So in place of int you can have float, character, and so on. Now here it does not return any value. So what happens here? You can take this one. So function int n. Prototype of function means, so this is function prototype. This is name of function. This is data type. Of the value returned by the function, and this is x is argument, and this is data type of the argument. So this is called function prototype. So declaration of function. Declaration of function. Now how many values can a C function return at a time? At a time, any C function will return only one value. The keyword used to terminate the execution of function and to passing the control back to calling portion of the program is, we use return in function keyword. Now what is the output of following function? So see here, star include stdio.h int funct1 int x. So this is prototype, function prototype. Then it goes into main, int count. Count is variable. Then for loop, count equal to 1, count less than or equal to 5 plus count. Now initial value of count is 1. So condition is true, it will go here. Printf %d funct1 count. So what happens here? Here count is 1. So function is called. So it will go to function. Function 1. So what happens? Count is 1. So what happens? Value of count, it is stored in x, copied in x. So this count, value of count is copied in x. Then it enters here. Now return x star x means it will return what? 1 star 1. That is 1 is returned. So function control will come back. So what is value of function now? 1. That is printed. Then count becomes 2. That 2 copied in x. Return 2 star 2. 4 is returned. That is printed. Then count becomes 3. That is copied in x. Return 3 star 3. That is 9 is returned and that is printed. Then count becomes 4. That is copied in x. And then in function 4 star 4 is calculated and returned. So 16. Now count becomes 5. So 25 is returned and then there will be end. So we will get output 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. Now what is the output of the following program? Now see it carefully. Hash include stdio.h. This is first function, this is second function. These are prototypes. So here main, then it enters here int m. So this is integer variable. This variable is local variable. Its scope is for main function only. So this integer variable has scope over this main only. Then what happens? Function 2 is called. So control will go to function 2 directly. It will enter in the function 2. Int m. So here it is local variable. So what happens for this local variable? 1 m is, so memory is allocated. So this is for main function. This is for function 2. Then what happens? Int m is equal to 200. 200 is stored here and 2000 is stored here. After that what? Function 1 is called. So control will go to function 1 and it enters here. Again here we have variable m that is declared and assigned value 20. It is also local variable. Its scope is limited to function 1. So here this m and this m, they are different one. Now printf %dm. So what happens? It will print 20. And then it will go to calling point. So it will go here, calling point. And then it will go to next statement, that is printf statement. म्हणजे काय होईल? From this point function will go to calling point and then it will go here. So this one will work, this one will work. And what is m there? M is 20, so 200 is printed, and then it will come out the function and it will go to main at the calling point and then printf statement. So it will print value of m in that function. What is value of m in that function? It is 2000. So you must get this output: 20, 200, 2000. So here B is correct. Here B is correct. Now next one, a function which calls itself is called a recursive function. When that function calls itself again and again, that is called recursive function. Next one, the default mechanism of passing argument to the function is call by value, call by reference, call by result, call by address. We have seen here example. So here this function 1 int x means here value of count is copied in x. Here function is called by value, and this is default mechanism. Function is called by value, call by value. The mechanism of passing argument using its address to function is, that is called call by reference. Call by reference. So here we can take simple example. Suppose we have here main. Suppose we write int a is equal to 20 and some b, and suppose I call function and a, and then here end of function, and here I will write function int star x, and then we here write printf %d x star x, means I can write some t is equal to star x, and then we can write t into t. So what happens here? Address of a is passed here, and that is copied in star x, means pointer x. This is pointer. So we are passing address to the function. This is called call by reference. If you pass an array as an argument to the function, what actually gets passed? Suppose we want to pass array, int array from main to some function, like here suppose function. So we pass address of that array, means we pass address of array, means address of first element of the array. Address of first element of the array we pass. We never pass whole array. We only pass address of first element, and then in function we take values from that using that address. Which of the following is not storage class? there are 4 storage classes: automatic, external, static, and register. These are 4 storage classes. Const is not a storage class, it is some qualifier used for integer variable. What is this scope of static class specifier? It is within block, within function in which it is defined. Now we'll see example of that static class. What is output of the following program? Now see it carefully. Void my function, it is function prototype. We have defined function int main. Now enter in the main. So my function is called first. So it is first calling point. So it goes to my function static int k equal to 10. So here k 10 is stored here. Then what happens? Print %dk. So on the screen 10 is printed. Now k is increased by 1, so it becomes 11. It becomes 11. Now end of function, so it goes to calling point and then it goes to next function. Again my function. So again function is called. So again function is called. So it enters in this. So this is second call. And then it goes here. But here you have declared k as static. So it will not take k equal to 10 again. It will take earlier value of k. Whatever value we got in first call. Last value got in first call. Last value got in first call is 11. So it will print 11. And then k is increased. K will become 12. Then it goes back now. It goes back to calling point. And then next statement. Next statement, it is again function called. So what happens? Since it is static, it will retain earlier value. So earlier value is what? 12. Here it was changed to 12. So it will print 12. And then k will become 13. It will come back here and then end of program. So it will print 10, 11, 12. So this one is correct. So if there is no static, then what will happen? If there is no static, then what will happen? Every time it enters in the function, my function, k will again initialize. So every time k will initialize to 10. So when function is called 3 times, it will be initialized 3 times and it will print 10, 10, 10. So that is the function between static and auto variable. So static variable retain their value throughout the function. Thus when function is exited and re-entered at later stage, the static variable defined within the function will retain their former value. Like here 11 is retained, then 12 is retained, and so on. Now what is storage class for variable small a here in below code? So here it is general program. So if we write int a, it is actually auto int a. It is automatic variable. It is automatic variable. So it is auto. The variable declaration with no storage class specified is by default auto. What is the scope of an external variable? So external variable means here suppose we have main function, and if I define here extern int x, and there are number of functions. So here suppose f1 function, f2 function, f3 function, and so on. Scope of this int x, it is everywhere. That's why it is also called global variable. So whole source file which it is defined from point of declaration to end of the file which is it is defined. Any source file in the program from the point of declaration to the end of file, it is whole source file in which it is defined. Now see, we will see two programs and then we will stop here. What is output of the following program? Now see carefully. Mat, nat, these are two functions. Function prototypes. Function prototypes. Now here int x equal to 5. This is before main. So this is global variable. Global variable. Now global means its scope is over all the variables. So what happens here? One memory location is reserved by the name x and it is global. It is global. It is global one. Now void main. Now if we enter in void main int x equal to 3. Now what happens here? Also we have int x equal to 3. Here we have also int x is equal to 3. So declaration again. So here another memory location is reserved x. Now this is local for x. Its scope is within main only. Now mat. So function mat is called. So function mat is called. So it will go to function mat. Now in bracket curly brace x equal to 8. So there was 5 here, at this place was 5 here, it is replaced by 8. Nat, then nat function is called, so it will go to nat function, it will printf %dx. Now see here, in mat function x is not declared, in nat function x is not declared, so it will take that global variable or value of global variable x. So what happens? Printf %dx. So what happens here? 8 is printed. Now from this it will go to mat, and from this it will go here, and then it will go to this statement printf %dx. But what happens here? It will not take 8. It will take whatever value of x here, local variable, that is 3 is taken. So we will get output 8 3. 8 3. So here 8 3 is correct. 8 3 is correct. So here if you see, means if you see here, here we have int x, here we have int x, and here int x. So here declared globally as well as in main. Name is same but memory locations are different. But if we go here now, next one, same program, only it is declared here, and here not declaration, only it is assigned value x equal to 3. Now what happens in this case? So here memory location is reserved by the name x. Now this is global variable, or you can write here external also, external variable. Now when it enters in main, So here 5 is stored. When it enters in main, x is equal to 3. Now it is not declared here, so it takes global variable x equal to 3. So what happens here? 5 will go, and 3 will be stored. Then it goes here. Mat function is called. So it goes to mat function and x equal to 8. So what happens here? These three will go and 8 will be stored at the memory location of x. Then nat function is called. So it will go to nat function. And in nat function we have printf %dx. So 8 will be printed. 8 will be printed. Now end of function. So it will go to calling point. Now from calling point, it will go to end of mat function and it will go to calling point from main. And then it will go here. Now here %dx. So it will go to memory location of x. Now here x is not local variable. It is global variable. So it will go to memory location of global variable and it will take value of x. Value of x 8 is there. So it will give you output 8 8 in this case. So you will get 8 8. So that is the difference between external variable and atto variable or local variable. So thanks very much. So if you like my lecture, I request you to subscribe my channel, also press like buttons. In next lecture, I will discuss model test paper for computational physics. It will have 60 questions on whole syllabus. Okay, so we'll stop here.